Now, Clive, we caught up with you briefly at Silverstone. It's been a very busy season so far, hasn't it?
It's been a terrific season. We've been lucky with the weather, but the racing's been great. We've had Pinto-only races this year, which has really made a huge difference in getting our historic cars out. And it's also meant that the Duratec's get to race on their own, so they have a really good race. So that combination with also the mixed races, which reflects true sports prototype racing, it's been an absolutely wonderful season. And we've had great sponsors this year, so it's really brought the whole thing together.
I know you're as many roles that you do for the championship. Sponsorship liaison is one of your key roles. Thankfully, we've had lots of vans for yet again another year. It's key, isn't it? And sponsorship for the actual championship, sponsorship for drivers. It's a very important task.
It is. It has obviously significance. And I think for us, because of the way our club is set up and the sort of the culture of it, which is it's a value and family-based type club, then the sponsors who work with us, they like that quality, and it means they can bring their clients, they can bring their families, they can use it as a reward system. So whilst you're right, it's about money, they actually get other benefits out of it, and people having a great day like they will be today and tomorrow, that has real worth to companies, I think.
And it's working because, yes, it gets cars on grids, but it's not. That's only part of the story. It's about getting the viewers, and you and I have in the last few years got into social media, and it's working, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this year's been amazing for us in terms of social media. We've had over 500,000 hits across all the typical platforms, and then we get to do events like Silverstone Classic. We had a number of cars out there. There's 120,000 spectators. That's great for the sponsors. And with Lot for Vans, they can bring one of their vans along. They can have a stand, so they can have a trade presence as well as the presence of the brand. And you've only got to look around this paddock. There are vans everywhere. So the security systems that they design and develop, there's a lot of people here want them.
Now, Paul, a great race that to start the weekend with, and from your point of view, a very busy one.
It was good. We got a great start. John and I sort of shot away a bit. And then he made a bit of a mistake and I caught up a bit, then I made a mistake and dropped back a bit, and it was looking like it was going to be shaping up quite right, but this is multi-class racing. Once the Duratec started coming by, I seem to always have them coming by me and not knocking me offline, but if they're overtaking me in a fair way, I can't take my racing line, so I was getting a bit frustrated. But then it's the same for John as well, and it just didn't allow that gap to catch it again, so it could have been fun. I think I'd have struggled to get by him because we're pretty evenly matched, as we said.
Now, 10-second delay from yourself with the Duratecs, and yet only a few laps in, you're catching some of those.
But that's. I think some of the fun of this racing is that some people are here because they really, really good drivers, take it very seriously. Some people are here for the absolute love of the cars. So you do get a range of skills on the grid. And obviously I've been racing these things since 2007. So I kind of know how quickly they go, and I can get onto it quite quickly. And some of the people who are newer to the class, a few laps in, getting a feel for the car with the tyres cold, etc. It can often be that way. But the 10-second gap helps a lot. We used to all race in mixed, and it would be the case that us more experienced Pinto drivers would deliberately drive around through the Duratex to create a shield. It was a bit of fun at the time, but I think it's a really good way of doing it. It also makes it clear what's our race versus the Duratec race, so it works for me very well.
Now, championship-wise, as we come to this final event, you were third in the championship, but our second guy, Nick, isn't here this weekend because he's doing a wedding, I think, or something like that, so that must help.
I have to say I wasn't here for the championship this year. I knew I was going to miss 3 rounds at least, and then I had a rare driver error moment. I say it's rare, probably isn't, but and I damaged the car at the Silverstone round earlier this year, so I'm 5 rounds short, so I think I'm not too worried about it, but it just adds a bit of fun to the weekend.
Watching that race and directing it, I was saying to most of my crew, keep your eye on the red car, because everything was happening in and around you in the historics.
Yeah, I had some good fun. Haven't raced since Thruxton. I had 2 DNFs at Thruxton, so it's the car's engine's a bag of bolts really, but last race of the season, we got to come out. I had a great race with Mike Fry, and just at the end there with Charlie. So yeah, from 6th to 3rd, interesting race.
What's the season been like for you overall?
I haven't managed to do the full season. Work and family have got in the way, but it's just great back to be working and racing with Sports 2000. Cars are so much fun to drive. We have some great circuits, full grids. Yeah, what more could you want out of club racing?
So not only a third place for you, which is a great result, but also for your brother in the Durotex.
Yeah, it's podium apiece. I just think we just need to step up and get to the top step, both of us. So that's what we'll try and do for next time.
Richard, great way to start the weekend there. A podium position, not only for you but also for your brother, and a good race.
Yeah, it was a good race. We had a really good start. Got up behind Josh on the start. Had Michael, who's we're battling in the championship together. He's third in the championship. I'm second. So it's all to play for. I think ours is the biggest fight this weekend in terms of the championship. A lot of the other positions are already decided with Josh winning. Well done to him. So yeah, we were battling hard at the start. He was on the outside. I was on the inside, and a bit older and wiser. I wanted a race, so I sort of lifted and gave him a bit more room than maybe I probably ought to if I was 20 years younger, but we got it to the end and we're third place, and if I finish behind him in both races, I think hopefully I will come second in the championship. So that's a wise head on shoulders attitude this weekend.
4 or 5 laps in, got really busy catching some back markers, and that's when it really comes sort of game on, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and that's where the experience comes in, and being a little bit older, obviously naturally with a bit more experience, and I look forward to the back markers. In some ways it's exciting, sometimes it can be frustrating, but they're a great bunch of drivers overall, and 90% or 98% of them use their mirrors very effectively, so thank you to them, and good racing.